welcome to another exciting edition of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Today we're going to talk about sales. And one of the things that a lot of people say that they like about the channel is that you and I do things completely differently. Part of it is because of the size of the business, et cetera, but we have different philosophies. And the advantage of that is people out there watching can pick and choose what works for them. You put things on sale both on eBay and Amazon, or you used to do so on Amazon. I've never run an Amazon sale in my life, and I'm very, very particular with eBay sales. How do you handle sales, and what do you find works for you and doesn't work for you on putting items on sale? And do you have any things you don't put on sale?
Well, it's changed over the years. You live and learn. You try and see what works best. We tried the repricer on Amazon, which was good for a year or two. Then we got rid of that. And then, my problem is I have 500,000 items that I could be selling. And when a couple years ago, we were selling 100 items a day. And I'm thinking to myself, it just doesn't seem like a lot. And we got good stuff. We're competitive in our pricing, but we should be selling, 200, 300, 400 items a day. So then I would experiment with eBay and Amazon. With Amazon, I put everything on sale because I think it's difficult to just put certain items. So if I wanted to put just records on sale, very difficult to do that with 250,000 items. You can't just do it in bulk. You have to find them and so forth. So we put everything on sale, and then I first started out by doing 10% off on your second item. Mm-hmm. Which I still don't know how people see that. They would only know that until they clicked on one of my items, I'm assuming. But you buy 2 or more items, it's 10% off the whole order. And that worked well for a while. And, I did increase some sales, and then maybe a year later, I'm like, well, let me just do it on everything and see what happens. Whether it's Christmas season, I mean, we got to move product. We can't, be successful growing the business and only selling 100 items a day. We just have to sell more somehow. So then I did 10% off anything. And generally, our prices are pretty competitive as far as lower in condition. Yep. So if it's a Hess truck and it's like new, we're probably the lowest like new. So
at that point in time when you listed.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So then then you get 10% off on top of that, and that worked great for a while. And then I had it last year. We ran it, and usually I have it through the end of the year, and then I renew it. So for whatever reason, this time I think I was smart. I don't remember doing this, but I had it go until...
How'd that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I had it go until Thanksgiving, and I didn't realize it. So the sale stopped on Thanksgiving, which makes sense because now you got
Black Friday,
Cyber Monday, so you're going to pick up sales anyways. And I totally forgot, and we had our best Amazon season ever.
It would have been even better if you'd given it in sales.
Yeah, maybe
Actually, you
not.
probably would have had. You probably would have made enough sales extra to make up the difference.
Yeah,
you would have shipped more stuff out with the same
ship
amount
more
of money.
stuff for the same money. Yeah, more headache. But I checked after Christmas or after New Year's, and I'm like, I thought I was going to renew it, and there was no sale to renew. So I look back and go, wow, we don't need this.
Well, right.
We don't need this anymore. And then here we are into March, almost April, and sales are still as high as ever. So for me, it's something it worked out well in the beginning. I don't need it anymore, maybe because we're growing or we're buying and selling smarter.
You probably have enough items on her at this point too that you've reached a critical mass on Amazon. As far as that goes.
Sure.
Now, what about eBay?
So for eBay, again, with all the items, sell. I can't sit on stuff. So, and we have make offers too, because sometimes we jack the price up a little bit, because we know people are going to make their 25% off offers, 50% off offers, 90% off offers.
Yes.
So, but I do have everything on sale. We used to change it, because you can change certain categories. So certain categories were 20% up to 33%. Okay. Mm-hmm. Slower categories, I think now we're just 25 to 30% range now for everything. But it works out well. Our eBay sales are great. And again, regardless of sale or offer, I'm only going to take so much for an item. I'm not going to go lower. So if I had $25 in a magazine, I'm willing to take 12 or 13. And the sale puts it at 18, I'm not going to take 9 or 8, So, it's just people like to see the sale icon up there. I think that helps with some sales. And again, we're having, killer season right now, and it's March. So, anything else?
Aren't you going to ask me how I do sales?
Oh, we're going to talk about you too? Jeez.
I know. You can just tune out now, fast forward to the end.
Hold on. How about your sales?
I'm glad you asked. Historically, I don't do sales very often. What I used to do was 2 sales a year. and I put everything on sale. One of the problems with eBay, and actually this raises a question, how do you do it with sales? Because isn't it limited to 10,000 items?
Yeah, I think the manager, or not the employee that does it, he hasn't broken down into the categories. So there are 10,000 or less in the categories that he does. Yeah.
So if you have a category, a really large category, that never goes on sale then, or it does in just the first random 10,000?
I think he does a random 10,000, yeah.
10,000.
We try to keep, once we get to 5 or 10,000 in that category, we try to make a new category.
Okay.
We'll get rid of the lesser categories and revise the name and so forth.
So because I've got 15,000 and change categories, what I'll do is I'll go into it and put a sale in, and enough items, more than 5,000, are in books and magazines. So I click on the books and magazines, and that's one sale. And then I do a second sale and click every category but uncheck books and magazines. And that will put effectively the entire store on sale. I used to do 2 a year, and I used to go basically April and October. My thinking was April, things do tend to slow down around April, around Easter, they start slowing down and slow down through the summer.
Yeah.
So my thought is do it right then, get a boost in sales, and then I would do a sale come October, just thinking let's clear stuff out just before the holidays. Things are going to start picking up. Maybe it'll jumpstart the holiday season a little bit for me earlier. And I would go 30% off. Across the board.
Yeah.
Everything 30% off, end of story. Worked well. I moved a lot of product. What I saw happened was I moved a lot of cheap product. I'd have something that had been listed for years, which I'm not complaining. I had it listed years ago for $12, and now it's at $9, and maybe somebody even made me an offer on it for $6 or $7 or something like that. But it's been listed for 7, 8, 9 years.
Right.
Let's get rid of it. So I kind of took it, I treated sales more, and again, this was also part of back when you paid extra for extra items on for eBay, where they were charging you per item above 10,000, et cetera, et cetera. So the way that I viewed it was almost how you do the controlled fire in the forest. You burn stuff out every once in a while, burn the deadwood out. I was getting rid of all the deadwood, was what in my head I was doing.
Yeah.
And it worked well. And I made more money in a given week than I did the week before, but shipped a lot more products. So did I make anything more for all my time and everything? Probably not. It probably was a wash, but I got rid of a lot of stuff. eBay has changed the way that they're charging for products at this point. The number of items you can get listed, et cetera, within your subscription. So I've altered things as well. 30% is a pretty good cut off. So what I do do you have a standard... When you do make offers to watchers, do you have a standard percentage?
I think it's 25.
Okay, see, what I did is I started doing this early January, and I've continued it through. I give 21% off for 2021.
Oh, okay.
So I used to give 25 as well. And then I said, I'm leaving money on the table doing that. I'm going to give 21% for 2021. Now, I know a lot of people out there are holding out on buying items until 2099.
Yeah, nice. Good luck with that.
But it seems to be working very well. So then I was going to put a sale up. And I do a lot fewer sales. I did one sale last year, 2020, and that was in April because it was when the pandemic first started, and sales were terrible for a couple of weeks in March. And I did it there for the pandemic, and it boosted sales, and things have been good ever since. Mm-hmm. I did a sale earlier this year, like second week of January, because the first week of January 2021, my sales dipped some. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, maybe they were high enough over the holidays that they dipped. Yeah. So I did it beginning of January, and it went fairly well. And I think I gave 25% off. Maybe, I don't think I did the 30. I think I did 25% off, and sales were well. Mm-hmm. So now it's coming, and we're shooting this video mid-March. You're watching it probably mid-April. What happened mid-March? As far as big thing happened in the news, as far as extra money.
Stimulus.
Yep. So they just announced the stimulus was coming out to people. So I said, hey, it's a great time to have a sale. So I put 20% off across the board, every item I had. And it was great. And the other thing that helped is while I had the sale on, I did not make any offers to watchers. Because my fear was, here I am at the 20% off sale, and now I give offers to watchers, and all of a sudden I'm cutting it by another 20%.
Right.
I'm not making anything at all.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is I accumulated all of those offers to watchers that I would have sent out.
Yeah.
And then I did a bulk send.
Nice.
And picked up a bunch more sales after the sale was off. But the items were for sale at 20% off. Now you watched it at 20% off. I'm giving you an offer at 21% off. So you're saving even more money.
Exactly.
So I probably will not do another sale this year unless things absolutely go south, as far as sales go, and to kind of jump things, or I get a lot of stuff I just want to move out because I need the room or whatever.
Sure.
So I'm very, very rarely do the sales. Like I said, I've done 2 this year, which is the most I've ever done in a year in the past. When it first started, years and years ago, because you didn't used to be able to do sales and I started allowing it, I would give like 40% off, but it was in these categories that nobody cared about.
Right,
And I didn't sell anything because it was junk that I was giving money off of, and nobody was finding it. Nobody cared about it. It was bad listings, or weren't, the pictures had dropped off, whatever. Well, nobody's going to buy it anyway. So that's the way that I end up doing sales. Are you going to change anything up going forward that you can think of? Or
If it
just
ain't
kind of
broke, I'm not fixing it. It works for me right now, so we'll keep it going the way it is.
So definitely do note down below what your strategy is on sales. Like I said, I do them very, very rarely. You do them a lot more often than I do. I've cut the amount that I'm giving as a sale price. It is nice when you do see the sale on everything, though. And one other thing that I noticed yesterday, because my sale ended this morning, was I believe there's like a countdown that tells you how much longer it's on sale for.
Yep.
So I think that people will see that and it's like, oh my gosh, it's only on sale for another 2 hours and 15 minutes. The other thing you need to watch for, though, is when you set the sale up, it defaults to 1 month. I don't know if you were aware of that or not.
We do that. We redo it every month.
Okay, see, and I only do sales for 1 week. I just, again, I don't like to do a lot of sales on things. I think my items are, fine the way that they are, so I don't want to do a month-long sale. I do 1 week sale, but one time I did screw it up, and I clicked through, and I go like, wait, this ends in a month. So then you've got to end the sale, restart the sale, change the dates, and all that kind of deal. So do let us know what your philosophy is. Hopefully you've learned a little something from our philosophies, and again, they do boost sales. There isn't a doubt whatsoever, as long as they're decent items you're putting on sale. Obviously, if you're putting something super overpriced, although there are people that do that too. We know a couple of people, we've studied them. They'll have the item, and it'll be a $50 item. They'll list it at $125 and then give a 40% off sale.
Wait, are we talking about Kohl's?
I don't really know Kohl's, but...
My wife does. Yeah.
But... And it does seem to help them on sales, but it is funny when you see them and they sold something at sale and their sale price is higher than 95% of the other people. So there is something to be said for that, because they are moving product like that. People do always like to feel they're getting a deal.
Yeah. Sure.
Not the way that I would choose to do business myself, but hey, it works for them, so God bless them. Do hit the like button. Subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, and we shall see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.